Hello and welcome to Heath's Model Works. Today I'm going to be showing you a little bit about the B-Body steering wheel available on the web store. This wheel is modeled in 1/25th scale and pre-drilled for the trim ring that is on the real steering wheel, as well as a turn signal lever. I'm going to show you a little bit about how to get the trim ring formed and then installed in the wheel. I guess the first thing we'll probably go over is once you paint your wheel, the holes that are in the spokes are probably going to have some paint in them, and you're going to have to clean them out. That can be done most easily with one of these micro bits. You can get them from Harbor Freight or eBay or Amazon. If you don't have one of them, you can probably use a needle or any kind of little sharp point to pick the paint out of the holes. The wheel will come with a needle that's sized correctly for the turn signal, as well as a small piece of stainless steel wire that's sized for the trim ring. I use a small cylinder here to kind of pre-bend the ring. It doesn't have to be the exact form, but you know, close as you can get it. I guess you always got to finish it off with tweezers anyway, but you can kind of get, you know, it's pretty close to what it needs. And I trim a piece. I always make it a little long, and then I'll trim it off once it's completed with your flat flush cutters here. So let's get going. You're going to start the ring in the 6 o'clock position on the wheel. So you're going to get it so that it's about halfway in, so that there's a piece hanging out on each side, and then you can get it up into the other spoke holes one at a time. It's definitely tedious. You got to kind of feel for it, because the hole is it's only about 15 thousandths in diameter, so trying to like see it go in the hole is, unless you got a nice magnifier, it's probably not gonna be something you're gonna be able to see. But a little bit of patience, and you'll be able to get it. I do cheat and use a magnifier when I do it, normally on the bench. So you can see there, I got it started in there, and then you're gonna just pull it through with a pair of tweezers, get it about halfway. In this case, I'm going to stop a little shy because it's extra long. So now you can see this one's about ready. So that's what I'll do next. I'm just going to take the tweezers, grab it, and just kind of feel for that little tiny hole. And again, if you got a pair of magnifiers, by all means use them, because it makes it much easier. All right, so I got that one in. You can see it starting to come out the other side. I'm gonna get a lot of excess so that I don't accidentally pull it out while I'm working on the other side. Now you can see I cut this really long, so I'm gonna go ahead and trim that off so that there's less to deal with. Probably worth pointing out, if you're gonna be messing around with 10 thousandths wire, wear some safety goggles if you don't wear glasses, because you don't want a piece of that in your eye. All right, so now the third one, which is probably going to be the hardest one, because it's the wires starts to get stiff since it's, you know, being held in 2 other points now. So it looks like it's going though. All right, so now I'm in on that one. So once you get it in there, you know, it's not perfectly formed. There's a little bit of a bow over here, so I'm just gonna gently give it a little pressure with my tweezers to kind of straighten it out. Same on this side. Just try to get rid of that bow. And then come over and finish off by trimming off the 2 little excess pieces. There's one. There's 2. So once you get it in there, you put a little tiny dab of cyanoacrylate on there and it won't be going anywhere. So that's the trim ring for the wheel. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I will include a small piece of that wire with each wheel, as well as a needle to make the turn signal lever. Turn signal lever is pretty easy to do. You're gonna take a piece of mechanical pencil eraser, which happens to be about 1/8 inch in diameter. You're gonna take the pin and you're gonna push it right down the center the best you can. And this whole thing, if you got a high-speed tool, I have a little Harbor Freight tool. I got it for like 20 bucks. It's variable speed and everything. You can chuck that right into the tool. And again, with your safety glasses on, take your diamond file and with the high-speed tool going, you just kind of gently rub it up and down the diamond file and file the head about halfway off. And that will give you this diameter that you see here. And the way you get that taper on the plastic handle part of it is you dip this in, I have some Mr. Hobby lacquer black, gloss black paint that it's actually pretty thick paint. And I dip the pin in the paint, approximately how much I want to see it go down, and then I tip it over. And that'll allow it to run a little bit, because when you first dip it in, it wants to be a little ball on the end. So you tip it over like this. Sometimes I'll blow a little air on it to kind of give it a little more pressure to get it come down, and that's what you end up with when it dries. If you don't have a high-speed tool, or you don't want to go through this eraser bit and trying to grind it down, that's what it ends up looking like if you just dip the head, which, you know, if this is in your model kit and you're standing 6 inches away from it, you're probably not going to know the difference. But if you really want to try to get that to look like the real car, trim the head down and that's what you're going to get. Same deal here with this piece. There's a small hole inside of the wheel for this pin to fit into. You don't need to have the tip of the pin on there. You trim the pin to however much you like. You know, I like to make them a little long because I feel like they're more visible from the model when they're hanging out like that. But you know, whatever suits your fancy there. That's your completed detail on your B-body steering wheel. This wheel, I have plenty of these in stock right now, and they're pretty quick to make if I do run out. So these will work in any AMT 125th scale kit. Like I said, Coronet, Roadrunner, the 69 GTX, the Johan, if you're building up a Johan, which is really what my inspiration was for a lot of these parts that are on the website right now for the B-body. It's a beautiful body on that Johan kit, and then you can kit bash it with the 68 AMT Roadrunner or the 69 AMT GTX, and you can get a really nice 125th scale 69 Roadrunner, which is exactly what these parts were all made for. Kind of did a little tribute to my father, who had a 69 Roadrunner, bought it new. So anyway, that's the 69 B-body steering wheel. I guess it's a 68 to 71, I think they used them. So good luck with that, and catch you on the next tips and tricks video. Bye.